I
Okay,
was
cool.
sitting on your other Zoom link for like 10 minutes before I realized, oh, it's 8:30. This must be the wrong link.
I wondered because when I opened this one, it said that my other link was active. So I had to close it out. I was like, somebody must be over there. I have used that link. I've given that link to like Lori and Nicolette and people like that. So I was honestly just afraid somebody else might be on it. I think Lori's going to let her link go. So she might start using our 24-hour one. So, anyways, okay, couple things just right off the bat. I was asking Tina how I could familiarize myself with more detailed information about our products, about our company, like our founders, and all of that stuff. And so she directed me to the Trinont YouTube channel, which I did not know existed. I have been here for 8 months and did not know it existed. And it is a gold mine for product information. So it is on my to-do list, and I would highly suggest y'all put it on yours to go there and check out some of that stuff. So, I just went there and for some reason the first one that popped up for me was Quench, and I just listened to it, and there's so many cool things about Quench that I could have been sharing about in my stories or talking to my customers about that I didn't really even know. And I know, like we say all the time, like we have the best products, we have top of the line products. Okay, but why? Like when you can start sharing those whys, I think that people are going to relate so much more. So like I didn't know that there was like let's see, four major components of electrolytes. It's magnesium, sodium, potassium, calcium. Okay. So if you pick up like a Gatorade bottle or a what's the one everybody uses? Liquid IV. It's going to have a ton of sodium and it might have some of those other things in it, but it probably isn't going to have all four, and it's not going to have the correct formulations of all four. So our quench has all four key electrolytes with no extras, no fillers, no dyes, no sugars. And then it also has B vitamins for cellular energy. So I'll encourage you while you're driving, running, whatever, go over to the YouTube channel and just listen to a couple of those, especially the products that you use daily, so that you can start sharing more about that in your stories. I have no idea how I did not know that was there, but my mind was totally blown. Um, Another thing I want to encourage you guys to do is to start doing some of the Rob Sperry trainings. I was looking on audiobooks today, and he has several on there that are available in audio that are pretty low price. Like the one that I bought today was like, I don't know, $2, I think. And I was able to start listening to it while I ran. Um, yeah, one of them's $1.99. One of them is 99 cents. Some of them are a little pricier, I guess some of his newer ones. So if you like to read on your phone or your Kindle or tablet or whatever, they're cheaper. If you like to listen to them, you've got to pay for that convenience. But I am going to stop listening to my true crime books while I run. I'm going to stop listening to Apple Music when I drive, and I'm going to make it a goal for myself, because I've never done this, to just completely immerse myself in business development, whatever that looks like. So it's going to be watching those YouTube videos, listening to Rob Sperry, all of that stuff, because I think that I don't know. I just feel like I could, my business could be advancing more if I were doing a little bit more personal development. That's always the piece that I have not been good at. So I would recommend you guys do the same thing. Um, Something that came up in my Rob Sperry training that or audiobook that I was listening to today was talking about the importance of having a battle partner. And I think we've used that here a little bit, but we've referred to it as like an accountability partner. And I didn't really think that much into it because we've tried accountability partners and they have flopped hard. So I didn't really think that much into it until I heard him talk about it as a battle partner and how important it is to have a battle partner when you're in an industry like this. And so I was thinking, like, I have a battle partner. Like instantly it came to my mind who it was. And it's Nicolette. And it's not that it has to be your direct upline, because obviously like I can't be everybody's and she can't be everybody's, but she's the person that I can message, like right now today and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm still 10,000 volume away from where I need to be and I'm freaking out. Like what am I going to do?" Like she's the person that I can go to with stuff like that. And so I want to encourage you guys to consider having a partner. And so, in being my battle partner, she's also my accountability partner, right? She also has no trouble at all messaging me saying, "Hey, Amber, your stories have been crap lately." Like, literally, I could show you a text on my phone. Where have you been? You're not talking about the business, you're not talking about products. Like, I'll probably get a message from her at some point that says, "Okay, you're sharing too much about sourdough." But like, I feel like she's so helpful. Like, she keeps me grounded, she keeps me in check. If I'm not on a team call of hers or on a call, an upline or a leadership call that I'm supposed to be on, just like today, I had a dentist appointment and I missed the Rob Sperry call. She was messaging me saying, "Hey, Amber, where are you? You paid for this training. Where are you at?" And obviously I was at a dentist appointment. I couldn't help it. But like, I feel like she helps keep me in line so much. And we all need somebody to do that. So I want to encourage you guys to think about buddying up, two at a time, or I don't care if it's even groups of three. And I'm not going to pick or random select or anything like that. I think you guys, we're all adults. You can take it upon yourself to go into the chat and say, "Hey, I want a battle partner. I need someone that I can count on," and buddy yourselves up. But that is something that I have always done in my last company and in this company. In my last company, we called them success partners. And so I want to encourage you guys to think about doing that. You do have to be ready for the reality that comes with that, right? Like, you have to be ready for someone to step on your toes. But that can be helpful in a business like this. Thoughts about a battle partner? Anybody? No?
For me personally, which you can always count on me to talk, but for me personally, I like that just because I really wanted the accountability partner a few months ago whenever we had originally said it. However, I do need someone to be like, I need that. I need somebody to look at me and just be very real and honest and hey, I don't like this is great, but what are your goals? And if you're not, what are you not doing to attain them? And I think that that's a big thing is saying, I I'm a really big encourager. My mom, here, I'll undo my camera. I'm a really big encourager. My mom is a very big encourager. If you know my mother, she is. However, I need someone to look at me and be very honest and be like, yo, if these are your goals and you're not doing it, then what gives? So
Yeah.
I need that. And some people think that's mean. It's not mean whenever it's business. It's not personal. It's just business. And that's what we're here to do is we're here to do business.
Yeah.
Although the connections are great and the camaraderie is great and the encouragement is great, but you can't always be like, "You're doing great." Because if you're not hitting your goals, then something's got to give and we need to like restructure or reframe how we go about doing that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, and I was gonna say too, like, I know I said mine's Nicolette, but there are times too that I think that it's not appropriate that it is your direct upline, because there's times that she will redirect me and she'll say, "Hey, why don't you go have this conversation with Lori?" Or, "Why don't you go ask Lori what she thinks?" Or, "Why don't you go see what Javen's doing about this?" So, I think that within a team, we can all find someone to partner up with. So I'm gonna let you guys take care of that yourself. We did our accountability partners we did a couple months ago. They did kick off really good, but then, like most things, they just flopped. And that we're the only people who can fix that, right? Like, we're the only people who, when we see our partner starting to flop, we're the only person who can be like, "Hey, partner, like, we're in this together. Where are you?" Okay, so battle partners. Okay, now this is going to be short, only about 30 minutes, but the next two topics that I want to discuss are going to involve discussion. Okay. I wish a bit more of our team was here. I know it's busy, midsummer, and everybody's got places to be, things to do. But there's two things that I want to talk about. One, I want us to create some goals, some weekly goals for this week only that are going to be explicitly focused on increasing our volume for the remainder of the month. Okay. So we're not talking about like our baseline everyday DMOs. Those are expected, right? Like, it's expected that you're posting every day and talking in your story every day. I would like for us to, as a group, brainstorm and come up with some realistic goals that we can implement like today through the rest of the month that are going to 2x what we're doing or push us out of our comfort zone. And for some of you all, you might be like, actually, I really haven't been doing what I'm supposed to be doing at all, and that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but this is going to, here's going to be your opportunity to make up some lost ground for the month. And those of you who are, you're just starting your business, you're maybe in your first 30 or 60 days, doing like a 2x week like this can be so helpful for just finally getting that ball starting to roll forward. So I obviously have been in this for a long time. I know what 2xing looks like. I know what I personally do at the end of the month, the last week of the month, to drive home my goals. I've been doing that for months now. I'm curious to know, based on what you guys do currently, what is 2xing to you? Like, how can you show up 2 times more than you've been showing up for the month of July to close in those goals for yourself? Okay, so I'll bring up one good point or one thing. So edification, okay? We've heard that so much. We've heard it on trainings, we've heard it in Nashville, how important edification is. If you're having a conversation with somebody about business or products, how important it is to tie in that third party validation. So bringing Amber in and saying, "Hey Amber, can you get on a call with us, or bringing me into a chat?" Some of you have done that. Most of you haven't. So that's kind of one of those things that like our upline tells us to do it. The people who are successful tell us that this is what they do, yet nobody really, I won't say nobody, most people still don't do it. So, that's something that I would consider 2xing your business, like making it a goal to get, I don't know, 2 people, 4 people on a 3-way call with me or in a 3-way chat with me. And some of you, I don't want you to think I'm being like, oh my gosh, you guys aren't doing what you're supposed to. That's not true at all. We have more volume this month than we have had in months. But we still have what, 12, 11, how many, 10, 11 days in the month? Like we could double what we've done in 11 days by 2xing how far we've come already. So thoughts, feedback, ideas.
Crickets.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
I
I
know I'm not at Jade yet. However, this is the closest. Tell me to shut up, please, Amber. But this is the closest I've been to Jade. Like, I think I'm 85%. Like, I looked today and, like, I even surprised myself because this is the closest I've been to Jade at, like, and it not be, 5, 6, 7 days at the end of the month. But I mean, I don't know about y'all. I think sometimes, at the beginning and recently, just since like the middle of June and since we came back from training in the like this month, assume the sale. I don't know if anybody else does that. I know that that's not, and I don't know if that's what you're like looking for, but like sometimes we're like, oh, just let me know if this works for you. No, I straight up told Chat GPT, and like that's something in Rob's training today. He was very hardcore about like talking about Chat GPT and utilizing that as a third party edification or third party validation, if you will, as far as like what's out there. Because number one, Chat GPT like pulls from all different resources. So you can say, hey, what makes our product or business model, depending on what you're looking for or like you're wanting to hit in your specific targeted messaging. That was something that I've utilized much more this month, and that is 100%. Like when he talked about it today, I said, thank you, Jesus, because I'm like, I've done that since the beginning when it comes to, or not since the beginning, but since like the beginning of this month. Like I really want, I've that ring the bell whenever you hit Jade, that was a big thing. Like I'm not there yet, but this is the closest I've been, and I don't feel like I'm sprinting towards the end of the month to hit Jade, I feel like, okay, I'm like, I'm right, all right, I'm sitting pretty. We do have 10 days left, 10, 11 days left. Like I've got more ground to cover, but utilizing that third party edification, tell it, I've talked to this person for 2 months. I'm ready to close the sale. Assume the sale. Let's go ahead and move on and move forward and close that. Again, I don't know if that's what you're looking for, but
Yeah, I mean, that's good examples, yes. But what I'm looking for right now is literally checklists. Like, what are, as a team, what exactly are we going to do the next 11 days to be sure that every single person ends this month the way they want to? Because I'll be real with you all, I'm going to end the month the way I want to, regardless of what you all do, right? Not to be rude, but like, I'm not putting the responsibility of what my goals and my dreams and what I want on you all. Like, I'm going to make up the volume for myself that I need. But we're a team, right? So if I am 2xing what I'm doing at the end of the month to close my goals, I'm drawing you all into that too. But you guys are going to have to do it. Like, what does that look like for you? Okay, who's been doing their invites? Truthfully, have y'all been doing your invites? That's the great place to start.
I have. I do them every morning, and I just seems like I just keep getting ghosted and ghosted and ghosted, and I'm like, am I doing too much? I'm new at this, so am I posting too much? I feel like I'm hitting a wall. So
Okay. So when you first start, you do get a lot of ghosting because people are just watching to and think and being like, okay, what is she doing? Is this just the next fad? Like, is she gonna stick with this? I could show you messages where I just sat down and sent invites today of people who have ghosted me in the past. The thing about ghosting is you have to send the message and let it go. Okay. What they do with it is up to them. It doesn't have anything to do with you. Now, if you are worried that your content is not what it's supposed to be, then we can take a look at that. You can message me separate tonight or tomorrow and just say, hey, Amber, keep tabs on my content the next little bit and tell me what I can do, because I don't get a lot of time to sit down and watch everybody's stuff. Occasionally I'll be like, I haven't seen, Susie in a minute. Let me go to her page and see if she's posted. But I don't necessarily look at our team and go through everybody's stuff. But if you call me out and say, hey, Amber, I need you to keep tabs on my stuff for the next 24 to 48 hours, then I can definitely do that. But ghosting is part of it. And it's not about you, it's about them. Raise your hand if you've been ghosted today. Yeah. Yeah. Most of you all probably ghosted me a few times before you showed up here. So it is what it is.
Well, I will admit I've not done a lot of invites in the last week or so. So that's what I'm going to focus on more
Okay.
is making sure I do my invites. And now that I have my checklist made and I got you to approve it, so I'm going to focus on it more.
Yeah, you'll have to do a team-wide training on that sometime soon. Okay, so that's a good point though, invites. What do you think is a good spot for like non-negotiable? Like, how many are we going to check off as a team each day, individually, but overall as a team?
I think what is on my list is 10, and I think maybe double it.
Okay.
We'll
But
do
okay,
10.
that's great. I love that. We want to keep it realistic though, right? So like if as a group we're not doing 10 per day, then it's going to be pointless to double it to 20, right? So who feels good about the number 20? Who does not feel good about the number 20? Who would like to request a smaller number
I think to make sure to do 10
for
because
you?
like 10 is
Is that 2xing what you normally do though?
yes,
Okay.
because I've been making sure like non-negotiable 5.
Okay.
But I did I was using some of those birthday things as invites, and then today he said not to do that. So
You mean telling somebody happy birthday?
like the transition, counting that
Oh.
as like an invite.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
listen to the one for today yet.
Yeah, he said that we can't count that. Those are like extras.
Oh my God. Okay.
For me personally, seven. So again, the month of June, seven was like my quote unquote average. I definitely can do 14. And I say I definitely can do 14 because number one, we still have to, and this is something I don't know. And well, anyway, adding new people is a great way to be able to still do the 14. But I personally, for me, I've been asking a lot of people who've bought stuff from me, hey, you've purchased X, Y, and Z, you've been using it for this many months. Who else can this benefit? That's a really big thing that I think that we can utilize, because word of mouth, whether it be via, um, Facebook, they talk to somebody, or whether they're texting their friends or whatever. If there's someone that you have helped, whether it be business and or product, asking them, hey, you love X, you love this. Who else can benefit from this? I don't know if anybody else has been utilizing this, but it's been something that has helped me get to where I'm at for this month. Case in point, if you've got somebody who really, really likes something, tell them to be talking about it. And if they've talked about it, hey, who have you talked to about it? Shoot them a message. I'm gonna let my person know that this is gonna help you, because I'm serious. Like, this is the most volume heavy month for myself. And again, Amber, you've always talked about the 3 to 6 months being the sweet spot, and I was like, oh, whatever, but you were right. So Amber's right, I'm wrong. But that 3 to 6 month spot is a very heavy thing. I'm not bashful at this point to assume the sale, number one, but also to ask, you've already been doing this. Who else can benefit from it? And that seems like a really rudimentary or like really elementary thing that's like, oh, well, duh, they should be telling people anyway. But again, unless we ask them, then that could be a ball that's dropped if others can benefit from it. Because sometimes if it's like, if my mom goes and tells somebody, oh, this is great, and then they're just like, oh, whatever, ha ha ha. But then I follow up and I'm like, hey, this could really benefit with you in this way. It's kind of like, oh, well, why can't it? So I don't know if anybody else is doing that, but
Okay. So I will put something about customer chain. Okay. I will say about invites. So I'm going to type us up just a quick little reference list for the 11 days. Like, what are we 2Xing? I think I'm going to put it at 14. Shanae, we're supposed to be doing 10, so I don't feel comfortable making it 10. So we're going to put it at 14. And then obviously I'm going to add on there that it is okay this week to post about the business and or product daily. Okay. Not both. You can throw up a picture of your puppy or your garden haul or your sourdough or whatever in between. But every day you need to have something business related or something product related. Blast it everywhere as we approach the end of this month. So I'll put on there about a customer chain. We'll get in our chat and talk a little bit more about how we want to 2X, but those invites are going to be the most important thing. Birthday messages are working super, super good for me. Okay. I'm keeping it so simple. I'm sending them a happy birthday. Then they will say like, oh, thanks. Then I have saved in my shortcut on my phone. The next little message, they usually say thank you. And I'll say, oh, you're so welcome. Are you doing anything fun? I feel like as I get older, my birthdays are so much less eventful. And then that just starts a little conversation. Okay. Then I will say, hey, after the conversation kind of fizzles out, I'll just say, hey, I would love to share more with you about what I'm doing. Is that okay? Like, don't give them too much details. And most people will say yes. And then the very next thing I say is, okay, I really don't want to go back and forth on Messenger 100 times. Can I get you on a call for 10 or 15 minutes? Most people have 10 or 15 minutes to spare. They'll say yes, and then get them on a Zoom. Okay. I would encourage you to invite me to do it. If you feel comfortable doing it on your own, use the 24-hour link. I have done 4 of these last week from a birthday message. I haven't done 4 personal business opportunity calls the whole 8 months that I've been doing this. And I've done 4 of them this week simply because I asked. And because whenever I said, hey, can I share more with you about what I'm doing? And they said yes, I didn't word vomit everything about our business. And I didn't send them a pre-recorded video that they're never going to respond back to, because as soon as they click it, they see that it's 35 minutes long. So I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. Just ask right from the get-go. Okay, can I get you on a 15 or 20-minute call? Most people will say yes to that. I even had one girl meet me for coffee on Zoom at 7:30 one day last week. So that's
You
working
do
well
the
for me.
same thing. Do you do the same thing if they just like, or if they don't comment thank you for the birthday?
No, I
Just the ones that
only
are
ask them
commenting.
if they actually, yeah. Because a lot of times I'll ask her, do anything. Most people will be like, no, just like tonight, this girl was like, just going to Texas Roadhouse with my family. And I was like, that's a win. Like, that's a meal that you didn't have to cook or clean up, and then she like laughed about it. And then I was just like, hey, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but I would love to share more with you about what I do to make money from home. Then typically, most people don't say no after they've literally just been having a conversation with you, or they don't just stop responding. Most of them will say sure. Now, when I do say, okay, how about a 10 or 15-minute call? Sometimes they don't respond to that, because that is asking a little bit more, but some of them are responding. And I did 4 business opportunity calls this week. So highly recommend that. All right. I want to transition. Hey, babe, could you bring me my water?
What would you say if they said they don't have like time to do that? Would you say, well, can you watch a thing or give them some info or no?
So what would I say? Truthfully, I would probably say, LOL, girl, you don't have 15 minutes to spare? Question mark, question mark. That's probably what I would say. But if you don't want to say that, then I would just say, okay, that I get it. Life's busy. Give me 5 minutes. I would still try to get them on something, a FaceTime, a 3-way phone call, a Zoom. I would still try to get them on something, because as a group, what have we been doing? We've been explaining to them what we do through Messenger, or we've been sending them a pre-recorded video, and we're not getting a huge turnaround from that. So we've got to do something different. Now, our opportunity calls the last 2 weeks have gone fabulous. And I don't want anybody, if you invited people to those and they came and they didn't convert, I don't want anybody to feel like they failed or did something wrong. Okay. We planted the seed, right? There's no way they can hear a business opportunity call and just flush that out of their mind. There's just no way. They're going to sit on that. They're going to think on that. When money gets tight, they're going to remember, oh my gosh, remember that time that girl was talking about how you can make $1,100 in their first 30 days? So, those business opportunity calls are great. Okay. So I had this other idea when I was running. I feel like I always tell you guys, I had this idea when I was running. I don't know, maybe like that's what my mind does to keep me from thinking about the torture I'm putting myself through. But I had a great idea while I was running today. And it is a blitz of some sort. I don't know exactly what to call it. I literally wrote blitz of some sort on my paper when I got to my car. So I know we do our enrollment, like our business opportunity call enrollment blitz, but I was trying to think of just a different approach. And so I was thinking, and this is just an idea, so you guys please chime in and give me your ideas too. I was thinking of a Facebook group, a blitz, like we'll call it some sort of blitz group. It's not going to be a week-long thing. I think that it would be like 2 days, 3 days max. But the first day, it would be just getting people added to it. There would be some sort of like post for people to comment on, like maybe I would put like, what are you most excited about? Or maybe I would put like the base pay screenshot and type below, like, what rank would you like to make monthly or something like that. And then the second day I would go in there live and do a business overview, a short one, just like the ones we've been doing on Thursday nights. Okay. Play some music, kind of get the energy and stuff up. And then on, the next day, or maybe the same day, you guys could tell me, that's when our blitz would happen. And so I'm thinking that we do some sort of incentive where the first person who enrolls gets XYZ. The second person who enrolls gets XYZ. Because we've been doing like, if you enroll, you get $10 off or $5 off or whatever we decided, or we do a raffle for a free product or something. Like, that's cool. But like, we need to create some urgency. So how else do you create some urgency besides saying that the first person who does it gets the gift, the second person who does it gets the smaller gift, the third, you know what I mean? So thoughts and feedback.
No, I like that idea overall.
Okay. I just think our business opportunity calls are going good. We're planting the seeds, but we're not seeing the conversion from that quickly. And it's the end of the month. So I'm trying to brainstorm what can we do to see a quicker conversion.
So this is my question. Is the conversion not happening as quickly because we're not, and this is individual, because again, like I said, this whole month I've been assuming the conversion and or the sale much more. I'm like, no, I know this person. I've talked to this person for X, Y, and Z amount of time. I'm ready to close this out. Case in point, somebody that my mom works with did sign up as an associate, and I've not talked to her from Adam. However, I used ChatGPT and I was like, she seems super concise, very short, sweet, to the point. It did take me probably about a week and a half to close it. However, if it wasn't for the urgency of like, let's do it now, let's get this set up and done, it would not have happened. So I guess my question is, or my thought process is, I don't know what everybody else's follow-up looks like for the conversion. And I don't know if that's like a poignant thing to bring up, because I know we don't want to be, you know, we don't want to necessarily be wolves, but we definitely want to be sharks and seize the opportunity. So,
What do you got, Misty? I saw you unmute.
So it's hard enough to get people to get into the look good, feel good, where, I mean, I just don't know how, I mean, how would we motivate people to come to this blitz?
I think we just market it very well. You know, we've never done this. This is kind of one and only. We're going to be offering, you know, I don't know what our incentives are going to be. We have to figure those out as a team, but we're going to be offering this, this, and this. Same way we market our opportunity calls. It's just a different form. It's going to be in a group instead of I'm going to send you the Zoom link. And maybe it's just a 24-hour blitz. Like maybe we plug them in there for that one day. You know, they see the live, and then they see, you know, at maybe like 6 p.m. we post the enrollment. Blitz is open. First person to enroll gets this. Second person, you know. I don't know exactly how it will work. We've never done this before.
I think 2 days at the most, because I feel like when we stretch it out even further,
Yeah.
we lose people.
Yeah.
well,
No,
how
I
did
agree.
the selfies into wealth thing go? Because we added, but we added a lot of people to it, and I referred a lot of people to it.
I mean, a lot of people are in there and they're seeing it. I'm still getting notifications like so and so liked this video or that video. But personally, I haven't gotten any associates from that group. And I just agree with Misty. I think the groups that are drawn out, just like the whole what did we do, 3-week red, white, and blue thing, like people
Yes.
they just don't. I kind of think I might like 24 hours more. Like maybe we add them the night before, and there'll be a post the night before that says this is exactly how this group's going to work for the next 24 hours. And then the next morning I do the live, and, you know, maybe we do like a post, like any questions you have, you know. So we've done incentives before. When we did the free product, whole free full-size product, that seemed to work really well. That got a lot of people on. I am open to, you know, thoughts about incentives. I personally think people are drawn more to cashback incentives, because I think I literally have so many people who have said, yes, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. And financially, they just can't yet, or they won't, or it doesn't feel right, you know? So I think a cashback incentive of some sort would work better than a free product, but it's just my opinion.
I mean, if you've seen that to be more successful, I'm game with that. I just don't, I mean, I don't know how. I've never been involved with any of the free product that you're talking about. I mean, so I don't know when all that went on. Was I sleeping? And I don't
No,
remember any
no, but
of that.
But if you say cash back, that is something that, like, for example, if you shop on Amazon, you got an Amazon card, you can, if you pay this off in so long, you get cash back on X, Y, and Z. You know, that is a
Yeah.
big thing that people are like, ooh, I get money now or back.
Yeah.
What?
So another one of the reasons why I prefer to do cash back, and I will sometimes run that just personally, is because it's not right away. So they have to be enrolled for 30 days before they get cash back, because they have to be past that, return my product and get a refund. Because I have had people burn me on that. They will sign up for $50 cash back, get $50 from me, and then go return their product before it even ships to their house. So the guidelines of that are you don't get your cash back until after your 30 days. And so I have lost less money doing that than I have lost product, because people will either send it back and then they don't get their money back, which doesn't happen very often. 9 times out of 10 for the cashback thing, after 30 days, they forget about it. And occasionally they'll message me and say, hey, it's my 30-day mark, because I always tell them, I put it on them, hey, when you hit your 30 days, shoot me a message, give me your Venmo, I'll give you your $50 cash back. They never ask for it. I mean, I'm just being truthful. When I offer somebody a full-size product, like on a giveaway, here, going to put your name on the wheel, spin the wheel, here's your giveaway, I got to give them that product whether I want to or not. So it's cheaper for me to offer cash back than it is to send them a product.
Well, I think the cash back would be better, and definitely after the 30 days.
Yeah. I just think creating some urgency, like a sense of like the first person who enrolls, get your ducks in a row. What package you getting? Do you got your link? Get your ducks in a row. Enrollment starts at 8 p.m. First email we get, your cashback prize is da 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 da. Second email, your cashback prize is da 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 da. And the only fair way I know to do it is, I think it shouldn't matter who, in my opinion, I think it shouldn't matter whose person it. Well, I don't know. That's what Tina did with Rob's training. Oh yeah. I don't know if we should do collectively a pool of cash and then it goes to that person, or if you should be responsible. If you enroll them, you should be responsible for assuming the payment. I don't know. Y'all can tell me what you think. I just don't want somebody who maybe don't have $50 laying around to think, well, I can't participate in this because I don't have $50 to send someone. You know what I mean? Whereas if we all put in $5, whether it was your person or not, the person still got the gift and you were only out $5. That's my only concern, is I don't want anybody to hear this later and be like, well, I would love to do that. That's a great idea, but I don't have $50 to give someone who enrolls.
I'm
Thoughts?
good. I'm good either way. I mean, yeah, either way, it's whatever.
I'll put a poll in the group about it, I guess. How do we feel about the blitz though? Do we think we want to run with it, try it?
I think it's great, and I do think we do, make it short. And one of the things we need to put in there maybe is the bundle packets. So
Okay.
that way they have an idea of what they're looking at,
Yeah.
the options.
Okay.
And now associates can still join without doing one of the bundles. Like say, well, they can, you can join without buying anything, right?
You could pay the $99.
Yeah. Okay. Because, like someone may not want the DHS and they'd rather do like the collagen and the For Her and that kind of thing instead of, other stuff. So I was just making sure I was correct on that.
Yes. Yes. Okay, well, does anybody want to take the responsibility of making the visual for the Blitz? I will organize the group, but does anyone want to take the responsibility of making a visual that we can like share in our stories and stuff?
I'll go ahead and tell you I suck at that kind of stuff. I can make documents all day long, but nothing pretty.
I might have one somewhere I can revamp.
Brittany, I'm not gonna volunteer anybody because like I'm the same way you are, Misty, but Brittany also makes some pretty cool ones. Sveldko. I never say your name right. Yeah, I don't. Ever.
She's listening and she's just at a T-ball thing.
She commented that she can try it out. She needs team pics.
Team pics. Okay, do you use Canva? Brittany, I can send you all my stuff that I have on Canva. Do you have the paid version? Probably not. Probably not to you, but probably not because it's kind of ridiculously priced. Probably not. Okay, well, I think that's all we got. I'm gonna take a picture of this because I'm gonna put this in my story and y'all should too, and say like we have planned a once in a lifetime, something special you don't want to miss. Details are gonna drop when Brittany has time to make the details. Brittany, if you want your camera on for the picture, turn it on. If not, totally fine. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay. If anybody has any questions or anything you need me for, you can stay on. If not, you're free to go.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Brittany, I'm going to go to Canva right now and send you some things that you might be able to just change dates, words, that type of thing and use. Oh, I gotta stop recording. That's why I hate recording.